Hey everyone, it's Greg, and it's episode 8 of Unbreakable Spirits. And I wanted to check in today to say hello and talk about a few things that I have on my mind. First of all, a very Westchester University gear today. Look at there's the Golden Ram, the Golden Ram hat. Go Golden Rams. So I wanted to talk about. Oh, by the way, we may have a special guest appearance from Katie the dog herself. She was just in here, but she just left. So, who knows with Katie? She might make a guest appearance. We'll see. Anyway, first of all, before we talk, I wanted to mention about the horrifying shootings yesterday in Nashville, Tennessee, 4 kids. It's just, I mentioned, what I talk about my views on Twitter, but I try not to get too political and stuff. But when I see kids getting killed, you got to say something. There are people who are like, well, it doesn't do any good to say it. You've got to. If you don't say anything, things will change, right? No, as far as I'm concerned, nobody needs an assault weapon. To me, they're weapons of war. Why do you need an assault weapon if you're a regular human being, right? You may need a rifle to hunt with, okay. You may need a handgun to protect your home, okay. But why do you need an assault weapon? I mean, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. And I don't even want to talk about the NRA. They don't care. I want to talk about politicians who don't care, who love guns more than kids, who are in bed with the NRA. I don't even want to talk about that, but something needs to happen. And the only way it's going to happen is people like you and me just keep bugging our lawmakers, because if they don't want to listen to you and me, then vote them out. Get them out of here. I respect the Second Amendment, even though I agree that it's a out of date thing. But here's the deal. Nobody's talking about taking away rifles, handguns, although there should be less of those, to be honest. But to have machine guns, assault weapons on the streets for people to get, like, talk about people who are mentally ill, yes. So if you have people who are mentally ill, do you want those people who are mentally ill having access to assault weapons? Well, it's just better off not having the point. Again, my point is, why do you need an assault weapon? Why does somebody who's living day to day like any normal person, why do you need an assault weapon? You're not going to go into the woods and deal with a shooting. You're not going to protect your home when shooting. Why? At the risk of our kids getting shot? I mean, anybody can be killed if it's a tragedy, and it seems like it's happening every day. But we're talking about kids. We're talking about innocent kids, 9-year-old kids who go to school, who you go to school to learn, to be with your friends, have fun, right? That's how I went to school. Not going to school and worrying whether you're going to come back home again, whether you can see your parents. I mean, it's stupid. It's just stupid. And I just say to NRA and the people who are pro guns, stop being stupid. Okay? That's the bottom line. Don't be stupid. Think about it. What if it was your own kids, your own grandchildren? And that's probably the thing. A lot of these politicians who are voting against gun control, if it was their kids or their grandchildren being grown up, they would change their tune too. You would think so. So I just had to say that because this is going on every day, and forget the thoughts and prayers going out there. Something needs to be done. So I wanted to talk today about, on that note, about having a positive attitude. And you know why this came up? We have a basketball team here in town called 76ers. In fact, I'm going to the game tomorrow night. 76ers against the Dallas Mavericks. That should be a good one. But we have a coach who has a very negative attitude. He's got a loser's mentality. Um, he's been around a long time. But what he's most known for is blowing the most 3-1 playoff in NBA history. He's got this loser's mentality about him. He has so-called schedule losses in the schedule, like one last night. If you're not a sports fan, you can't. But it was a big game. 76ers at Denver, and it was the two leading MVP candidates, Jokic against Embiid. A lot of people look forward to that game, thinking that may determine who's going to be MVP of the year. And I get it, winning a championship is more important than being MVP. But a lot of people look forward to that game. And the coach sat down and he wanted him to play, wanted him to rest up instead of having him rest up last Saturday, second end of a back-to-back. He had him rest last night. Anyway, my point is, regardless of last night, this coach has a very negative loser's mentality. And until the 76ers get over this loser's mentality and bring some positivity into the team and the organization, they're just not going to win a championship. That's the bottom line. They are not going to win. And I would say let's all have positivity in our lives too. We see so much negativity in the world, and I get it. There's a lot of confusion. Again, guns, all kinds of stuff going on. And it's easy to get depressed, easy to get down and negative things. But if you're going to have a negative attitude, chances are life is going to turn out negative for you. You know? I mean, as much as possible, I think it's a good thing to have a positive attitude and expect good things to happen. From my experience, if you expect good things to happen, a lot of times they do happen. Look at me when I was a kid, okay? Here's my history. I broke a lot of bones when I was a kid. In almost every week, almost every month, different broken bones. Yeah, there were times I would get down, get depressed, who would pray, all the pain, all everything that goes with it. Right? But I think for the most part, I kept a positive attitude. Why? Because my parents and family and friends always had positive attitudes. And that rubbed off on me. They encouraged me to try to keep a positive attitude. Things could always be worse. And so it wasn't always easy, but I tried, and I still try to do it. Do I succeed every day? No. I worry too much. I stress out too much, and I know that's not a good thing. But on the whole, I try to keep a positive attitude and try to think that things are going to be okay. You know, just hang in there and do the best you can. So I think if we all took more of a positive attitude about our lives, the lives around us, I think we turn out better. I think what we have to do is share that positivity, just like we're sharing hope and inspiration, love and joy and peace with everyone around us. We need to share that positivity with people too. Speaking of which, my new website is going to be up and running any day now. I got the word that it's going to be up and running. I can't wait. It's going to be a great website for people to visit, check out. One of the things about the website is you could actually purchase my book there at Unbreakable Spirit and get a signed copy there too. And what I wanted to do because this was way too long to read online. Because people are, even though I think it's a good book, you, I wanted to take a section every, maybe once in a while when we talk, and I wanted to, and this is just, I have nothing planned. I just decided it was like a real unfortunate thing. We're going to flip through the pages here and stop at a section in the book, look in here and talk about what section that we stopped at, and how to use my glasses for the rest. Because I'm old and my eyes don't work that good anymore. So, we stopped at page 184. And if you have the book, you could check this out too. Okay. This is about my mom, page 184. Mom, she got really sick. She ended up in a nursing home. And so I couldn't take care of her. I didn't, she needed professional care at that time. And I couldn't do it being alone. And even though it was tough, she was in a nursing home for a couple years before she passed away. And page 184, especially, is about, we had birthday parties with her. I think it's very important to celebrate birthdays. And a lot of people don't want to think about birthdays when they get older. And I'll turn 50, I have a 60. Birthdays are just another day. No, I think we should celebrate those days even more than ever, because think about it. You've made it up to that point. Life is hard. Life can be a challenge. If you made it to age 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever, right? You should celebrate that. You should be grateful and thankful for all the years that you've had and the years to come. So don't be afraid to celebrate them. Celebrate yourself and say, you know what? Job well done. I just turned 50. I'm still kicking. I'm still going strong. I have a lot of years in that. So celebrate birthdays. You know, when my mom turned 80 and 90, we had big parties for her. We never had parties with her. I don't know why. We should. We did. I think we started appreciating our mom more and more, knowing that, at least I did, knowing that, she's getting older now. She's not going to be around all the time. And you have to really appreciate her. You have to show her, we tried to show her how much we loved her, cared about her. But having a party for her special day, it's important. It's important, especially when someone is getting older. It's important for them to validate their lives and say, wow, people do care about me. And I'm 80 years old, I've done a good job up to not mention. But when we celebrated my mom's 80th, it was a surprise for me. That it did. We tried to keep it really, really surprised. And we booked the local VFW hall, we booked DJ, on food, I mean the whole works. My sister and my sister-in-law went to the VFW to decorate the hall. And we had everything planned out. We thought, well, she's not going to figure that out. Mom was a crack. She was very smart. She knew, she knew when stuff was going on. But I thought we had done a good job of keeping it from her for a long time. And it took a lot of time to address, send out the invitations, plan everything out. And we would meet. My mom was at bingo a lot. And a lot of times I go on Monday nights to be at bingo, and we would gather at the house and we would make plans for her 80th birthday party. And that's when we would go dress the envelopes for the invitations and reorganize everything. And it was a lot of fun. It was fun. And part of the fun was knowing that she was going to be surprised. She had never had a surprise birthday party ever before her life. We thought she deserves it. She's going to have one. Well, wouldn't you know it? We have kept things pretty, pretty good up until the day before her birth. Her birthday was April 11th. And I'll never forget, that was a Sunday, like, she turned 80. And so 1 o'clock the next day was going to be a party. So the only thing was getting her. How would we get her to go to the party? Because usually on Sunday afternoons, she would even just hang around the house, make a nice dinner, crochet, just relax, right? Or if there was a bingo going on around town in the area, she'd go to bingo for the afternoon. So we were trying to figure out how are we going to get her to the party, right? Without her finding out. Well, my sister had no idea. And she said, well, let's tell her that there's a special bingo going on at the VFW. And I'm going to take her to the bingo and she'll go. Everybody will be at the party. Surprise, right? Well, we told Mom the day before. Said, hey, Mom, there's a special bingo tomorrow. You are going to go. She knew all the bingos were going to tell. You couldn't afford. She said, well, there's the bingo. What are you trying to do? So we're trying to throw a birthday party. And I was, she knows. And and I don't know, and I tried to say to her, why do no, we just want you to pay it up. Pretty soon you're gonna have excuses. I didn't know what to say. So I said, you know what, Mom? Yeah, we're still put the food to the we want you to go because not only is it for your birthday, but really parties and celebrations like this are for the people who attend your birthday party too. It's just as much for them. It's they put in their time to attend. They thought it's a big deal to them. They want to celebrate you. They want to show you how much they love you, care for you. So she got it's just a wow, God, not gonna have a good time. So anyway, to make the long story short, the next day we took her. I said, act surprised, okay? Act surprised, and you're welcome to do it. So she did, and she all surprised. And to make a long story short, she liked it. She liked it. Not only did she love the attention, she liked the fact that people did take their time to come and celebrate with her. I mean, it even really impressed her a great deal that some of her bingo buddies who gave up going to other bingos around the area came to her party. And I think Daddy touched her most of all, So I remember later that night, she was at home, she was going through all the envelopes with the money, the birthday money, but she always had this kind of thing that she did whenever she got a card for birthday, Christmas or something, and somebody gave her money, take the money out, and she would get 10, and she would turn the card to the back and write $5 and 25. Why? I don't know. Maybe because she was going to send thank you cards later on, but I don't know why she put the account that. That was just her way of doing it. In fact, after she died, we found a box of cards in the cellar that she had saved. Can you believe that? My mom lived to be 93 years old, and we found this whole cardboard box of cards. She saved her cards every single day, birthday, anniversary, Christmas, Easter cards, Valentine's Day cards. They were all, that's pretty impressive that she thought so much of people sending her cards and she kept them all. And on the back, there was that horse, $, $10. And that was mom, just these little idiosyncrasies. And that's, I have to say, when I saw the box of cards and I saw that on the back, that brought tears to my eyes. That was mom. That's part. So anyway, my point is celebrate the birthdays, even when we get older, celebrate them. Important, very important, not only for the people who are celebrating the birthday, but for the people who attend the party. And as in my case, even after my mom was gone, she was still with us, with those greeting cards, still touching our lives. So, okay, well, I just wanted to stop in and say hello, and I hope you all are having a good day. Don't forget to check out my Unbreakable Spirits podcast whenever they go up. And don't forget, every Sunday morning, I'm going to have a sports edition, as I did last Sunday, where we just sit and talk about sports, Philly sports in particular, and I give my views as they may be, and just have a good time. Usually that podcast is probably going to go in the meantime before all the action begins. Now, next Sunday, Phillies baseball will be in full swing. First game's Thursday. Can't wait. We'll be talking about those Sixers. We'll be talking about the Eagles and the draft coming up, and maybe even a little bit about the Flyers and what's going on in the national sports too. So be sure to tune in. Look for me on Sunday. Look for me any other time during the week. We're still working on getting some guests to join me on the program to share some hope and inspiration. And still working on something a little bit special too that I'll tell you about in the not so distant future. So everybody out there, enjoy the spring and getting a little rain this week, but we need the rain to make the trees and the flowers come out in a few weeks. So enjoy that too. Okay? So you guys take care for now. I'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.